Our meeting in London made sense. Good. I'll make arrangements. Volpe nodded to Vinelli. I need you. He went out. The Don said quietly, Aldo, I assigned you to protect my nephew because I trust you, and you've done a good job. Thank you, Don Tino. And where does your loyalty lie? With you, always. Good. The Don held out his hand. Aldo kissed it and went out. Rossi sighed. Strange, that facility he'd always had that told him when someone was lying to him. A gift from God, really. Before it was fashionable, Tino Rossi, alone amongst mafia leaders, had realized that life had to change, that the old days were long gone. He had turned the Rossi family to respectability. Real estate developments in New York, the same on the Thames in London. Investments in the electronics industry, shipping, banking. His early start meant that these days his only rivals were the Russian mafia. The young man he called nephew, Mario, was an important part of the organization. He'd never known his father, and his mother had also died at a young age. Her widowed sister, Signora Volpe, had brought the boy to New York, raised him in Little Italy. As Don Tino's niece, her mafia connection had assured the success of her cafe. Mario had gone to Columbia, had taken a law degree. Later, he'd done the same thing at London University, and was now indispensable to the family on both sides of the Atlantic for his legal expertise. He returned to the room. The Don said, Is everything in hand? Sure. Look, I'll go with Aldo and monitor him. So he's crazy enough to want to walk alone on a wet night in Manhattan, but that could be asking for it. I mean, this is an older guy, 65. So I'm 10 years older. Hey, Uncle, I didn't mean... Make this work, Mario. Nothing is more important. You trust this Chavasse? As I told you, no more than he trusts me. Sir Paul Chavasse, knighted by the Queen of England, Mario. So? This man is what? Half English, half French. He speaks more languages than you've had hot dinners. University degrees coming out of his ears. In spite of all that, a killer by nature. For 20 years a field agent for the Bureau, the most secret of British intelligence units. You've seen his record. Shot 3 times, knifed twice. So he was hot stuff. More than that, Mario. For the past 20 years he's been Belfast Bureau Chief, and that's no desk job. Not with the IRA and all those other problems. Now he has Eastern Europe on his back. Bosnia, Serbia, Kosovo, Albania. And we know who has the greatest input. The Russian mafia. Exactly. And as they are not our friends, we can help there. In return, Chavasse will help us. When possible? Of course. Look, I suspended all drug operations there years ago. And not for moral reasons, as you well know. If idiots want to kill themselves with heroin, that's their affair. We make more out of cigarette smuggling from Europe into Britain than we ever would have with drugs. Still illegal. Yes, but as you, being an expert in English law, know, a drug runner pulls 10 or 12 years. Get done, as the English say, for cigarette smuggling, and what would your client get? 12 months and out in 6. Mario Volpe smiled. Still illegal, running cigarettes by the millions up the Thames. So where does that leave Sir Paul Chavasse? Exactly as he is, a realist. We're not destroying the lives of stupid teenagers. We aren't harming the widows and orphans. He can live with that as long as we provide the expertise on Eastern Europe that he needs. You'll see that we do. Of course, Uncle. Good boy. The Don nodded. You take care of things. Tell Sir Paul I'll see him later for dinner at the saddle room. You'd better go now, you and Aldo, to make sure he gets here in one piece. Uncle. Mario Volpe went out. Rain battering the window, Don Tino reached for his unfinished glass of champagne. Such a clever boy.